These will include the 3 fights in the library, beginning, as you can see, with the Curator. The main group will want to stand right at the intersection of those tiles on the floor. The little X marks the spot, with the Curator himself tanked further ahead. Every 10 seconds or so, he will summon an astral flare, a spark like that, who will come towards you. They need to be DPS down very quickly. This is very easily done with a macro. First line of the macro is /target space astral, and the second line is /cast space fireball. Just keep spamming that each time one goes down. It will automatically start casting the fireball, as you can see there, and then hit a fire blast and a scorch, and that, along with everyone else's DPS, should take them down pretty quickly. You can add another fireball in there if it doesn't. So by staying together, people don't have to run around to put the other DPS on it, so you just stay there. They will target you. You will be healed through it. Shouldn't be a problem. This fight can get frantic. This fight was one of the ones that took my guild the longest to learn. But if you stay in one place, you have a macro to take care of the astrals. They go down fairly quickly. After 2 minutes of the astrals, the Curator himself will begin to evoke. This is when you want to do most of your damage. At that point, DBM will tell you he's about to evoke. You want to perhaps get one fireball in the astral that he summons at that point, and then focus on him right there. Go off all of your trinkets, anything you can, and then start fireballs. Don't worry about putting scorches up on them. It's really not worth the time. Since there's only a few seconds that he actually scorches, you want to fireball all the way through, and then fire blast when there's less than 3 seconds left on the evocation time, and then back to before. You hit your macro until it picks something up. You finish casting out that fireball, you fire blast, you scorch, and hopefully it's down by then. Again, this is not a particularly mana intensive fight, so you can go ahead and have all your damage stuff on. If mana does end up being a problem, if it takes you longer, as it did with us originally, feel free to put on mana food or mana oil, or mage armor, certainly. The other thing that a mage should always do with this fight is put dampen magic on everyone. Every attack here is arcane based, so by putting dampen magic on everyone except for the tank and the off tank, who have to get a lot of healing, of course, you're going to make the job of your healers a lot easier, because those little astral flares won't be doing much damage because they've been dampened. Your tank and off tank will have other things to worry about, not hateful bolts, but various bolts, but they're not mages, so this isn't for them. As you can see, at 20% he stops throwing out astral flares. You want to take down any that are still up, and then very basic tank and spank, just take him right down. And there he is. Now we're on Illhoof. Illhoof has many moving parts to it. The first is that little imp, Killwreck, who whenever he's up you want to kill. When he's dead, your damage to Illhoof himself gets much higher, so the first thing you want to do is get rid of Killwreck. He's usually off-tanked and burned down quite quickly. Now, as you can see, people get summoned to that circle, put in demon chains, that both kills that person and heals Illhoof, so you want to DPS those demon chains down as quickly as possible. The best way to do this is via a macro. You can see mine up above on the left side, and it's just /target space demon /cast fireball or scorch or fire blast. They go down quite quickly, but you'll want to, as soon as that sacrifice comes up, interrupt anything you're doing, hit that macro, and then fire blast and scorch until they're gone, and then go back to either Killwreck, or as you can see, we are now on Illhoof because Killwreck is down. Oh, Killwreck just came back up again, so we're going to switch our DPS back to Killwreck till he goes down, and then back to Illhoof. And demon chains, you see us taking them down very quickly. And you can get that scorch off. And we're back to Kilrack. You'll just want to put 1 or 2 scorch debuffs on him because he goes down so quickly. Fire Blast, Fireball through it, and he goes down, and you can then focus on Illhoof. You put some scorches. I'm putting 3, 4. I'm putting I think the full 5, and then a Fire Blast, and keep on going. Now you'll notice all the imps running around the room. They come out of those portals. The best way to deal with them is to have a lock using Seed of Destruction, which is very effective on keeping them down. Occasionally mages will be called in. If you don't have a lock to AoE them down, this becomes much more difficult, and I'll put together a video on how to do that, but it's a different fight entirely if you're AoEing the imps. But with a lock you can ignore them, just take down Kilrack, and take down Illhoof, making sure that you DPS the demon chains whenever they come up, since it both kills people quickly and it heals him for quite a bit. If you're AoEing in this fight, it becomes mana intensive, but otherwise it's not particularly, so you can go ahead and do your damage stuff. He's about to go down, and I have plenty of mana, so instead in that case I didn't do anything. But had he had more health and I had that amount of mana, I would have, as I was about to pop a flame cap there. Now we're in for Aran. Aran has several phases that he goes through, or points that he goes through. In between, he'll try and stay in center and cast. Now you see the blizzard. This is one of the 3 things he does. This summons a storm that moves around the room. You want to move quickly out of that. It will slow you down. This is a good time to get scorches in on him. Don't try and cast fireballs, because by the time you get to the end of it, the storm will have caught up to you and will kill you. In our case, we mark someone with a star and just follow them around the room. If you do get caught in the blizzard, as happens to me a couple of times, the best thing is to blink straight through the center of the room to the other side. The other thing he does, and he's about to do, is the Flame Wreath, which will call up a series of walls of flame. Don't move, don't jump, don't turn, it will kill people. This is the best time to go full out DPS. Use all your trinkets at this point, and just DPS straight on him. He doesn't really have an aggro table, he just attacks people that he wants at that moment. So this is one of the fights you don't need salve for and could get Blessing of Wisdom instead. He will at times also summon people to the center and then start a huge arcane explosion. Very simple, you just blink out, move to the edges, and continue your DPS. This is another good time just to sort of straight DPS. He'll, in between those 3 things, the blizzard, the flame wreath, and the arcane explosion, he'll cast arcane missiles, fireballs, and frostbolts. You'll want to interrupt, if you can, with a counterspell, the frostbolts and the fireballs, and let him cast arcane missiles, because you can put your violet badge on, which will mitigate a lot of that. That, along with mage armor, if you're using it, will cut those down. Now, if about 30% he summons these water elementals, usually we try to single target them down, and burn down the elementals and go back to him. Except he was so low in health this time around that we just decided to banish one, fear the other, off-tank 2 of them, and just burn him down quickly. As you can see, just ignoring the elementals for the moment. I wouldn't always suggest that. It's usually best to deal with them, but you can see we have one off-tanked there. And just burning him down. There's a storm going on, so lots of moving parts. You can see it gets kind of crazy. It's one of the craziest and most fun fights in Karazhan, in fact. There's also a polymorph that he does when he gets below 50% mana. No, I'm sorry, when he runs out of mana. But now he's dead.